Thank you to those of you who came out to our March Madness event last week. My name is Brian Cornett. I'm the president of the Santa Barbara Athletic Roundtable. For those of you who are new to our organization, the Athletic Roundtable has been around for the last 57 years, and we've been hosting luncheons in this very room that entire time. So just want to give a shout out to Harry's. Let's give them a round of applause. So I just mentioned we had our March Madness event the other night. In addition to that, we also host our annual Women in Sports Luncheon every February. And then coming up, we'll have our evening, we'll have our Evening with the Athletes event to crown our Athletes of the Year for the various sports. So stay tuned for more information on that. Can't go any further without thanking our sponsors, Mayho Prentice. Let's give them a round of applause. Fidelity National Title Group. And Investec. So together, those three sponsors help us feed over 1,000 student athletes each year. So we're incredibly thankful to them. Also want to thank our membership. I saw Jeff McCune pop in here. I don't know where he is, but thank you to our members. Tim DeKine is back there. Parents, if you want to join, you can join by logging on to sbart.org or coming and finding me after the luncheon. Want to thank our local media, Diego Sandoval, News Hawk Sports. We have Mike Clan, KUIT Sports. And Victor Bryant is not here today, but Santa Barbara Independent. So we're going to sneak this in right before the end of the month, but March is National Athletic Trainers Month, so I want to recognize our trainers in the room. Let's have you guys all stand up, especially this guy. Coming from somebody who's worked in athletics in the past, athletic trainers are definitely the unsung heroes for every department. They work very long hours. They're at every practice, every game, keeping all the athletes on the field and on the court. So we're incredibly thankful to them. And they don't always get a chance to have recognition. So thank you to you guys for all that you do for our athletes in the community. Okay, so with that, I'm going to bring up Diego Sandoval for our Athletes of the Week.
Hello, great to see everyone as always. We're going to jump right into it. We'll start with the girls' honorable mentions from last week. Beginning in girls track and field, where Santa Barbara High's Alina Stump placed first in the 100 meter, 200 meter, 100 hurdles, and the 4x400 relay in a win over Buena and Pacifica. And San Marcos track and field's Avery Leck placed first in the 100 meter, 100 hurdles, 300 hurdles, and second in the 200 meter in a meet against Oxnard and Ventura. And in girls lacrosse, Dos Publius' Linnea Klipinski had 12 combined goals in 2 wins over Santa Barbara High and Thatcher. And their goalie, Dos Publius' Stella Lawler, had 14 saves in those 2 wins, including the 200th of her career. And over at San Marcos in girls lacrosse, Josephine Grossman had 12 goals in 2 wins over Thatcher and Kate. And in softball, the final honorable mention goes to Dos Publius' Brooklyn Hedricks, who went 6 for 7 with a home run and 8 RBIs in 2 wins over Pacifica. And that brings us to this week's Girls Athlete of the Week. From San Marcos Softball, it's Lucy Desert. Lucy led the Royals to a key Channel League sweep of Ventura last week. She threw 2 complete games, allowing just 3 earned runs in 14 innings of work, and did not walk a single batter. She had 13 strikeouts and added an RBI at the plate in Game 2. Congratulations, Lucy. Now onto the boys' honorable mentions, beginning with volleyball. We'll start San Marcos' Mateo Burdick had 22 kills and 7 digs in a 4-set win over Santa Barbara High. Santa Barbara High's Hayes Costner totaled 41 kills in 2 matches against Oxnard and San Marcos. Carpinteria High's Rafael Cintura had 43 digs and 11 aces in 2 wins over Nordhoff and Fillmore. And Bishop Diego's Luke Walters totaled 100 assists and 7 aces in the Cardinal Classic, where Bishop went 3-1 and placed second. In boys lacrosse, Santa Barbara High's Flynn Chenoweth and Vaughn Forrest each had 3 goals in an 8-5 rivalry win over Dos Pueblos. And in boys swim, Carpenter High's Jake Ellers placed first in the 100 and 200 yard freestyles in a meet win over Cape. And that brings us to this week's Boys Athlete of the Week. From San Marcos Golf, it's Andy Keenan. Andy unfortunately is not here today, but he shined last week in a pair of 18-hole matchups. He shot a 4 under par 66 in a win over Buena, and then followed it up with another 4 under par for a 67 in a win over Valencia. So 8 under par in 2 18-hole matches. Pretty impressive. Give it up for Andy. And then just a quick reminder to our spring coaches, if you have any Athlete of the Week nominations, be sure to send them in to me, sports@newshawk.com by Saturday if possible. Thank you.
All right. Next, we're going to get into our coaches' reports. And just a quick reminder, we're going to try and keep these to about 2 minutes apiece. And if you go over 2 minutes, we're going to have a very polite tap of the glass from Ladine over here. So just got to get everybody back to class. So we're going to start out with Santa Barbara Lacrosse, Coach Kehoe, followed by Westmont Track and Field, Coach Conley.
See how that's going to go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, we're gonna circle back to that one. So we're gonna go Coach Conley, Westmont Track and Field, followed by Santa Barbara City College and San Marcos High School Swimming, Coach Chucky.
All right, this past week was Westmont spring break. And about every 4 years, we do a trip out to Virginia. During our spring break, it's kind of a partly historical sightseeing trip, and then we finish it off with a track meet at our head coach Russell Smelly's alma mater, University of Richmond. So we travel to DC, we go up to Gettysburg, see the Capitol, visit the mall, do all those kind of sightseeing things. And then we travel down to Richmond. So after a full week of like travel and sightseeing, we competed at the Fred Hardy Invitational at University of Richmond. We had a strong showing by our middle distance and distance runners. A lot of PRs there, a few heat winners, which was exciting. A freshman, Hunter Skoglund, qualified for the Pac West Conference in the 15. Our pole vaulters also did well with some personal bests and making it over some bars that they weren't totally sure if they could do. So that was fun. So after that full week, we're coming back to classes and school this week and not stopping at all. We are hosting the Jim Klein and Barb Nawaba combined events on Thursday and Friday. And then the Westmont Classic on Saturday. So pretty much from this point forward, we're focusing on qualifying marks for our Pac West Conference at the end of April. So thanks.
All right, now for a couple of reports on swimming, Santa Barbara City College and San Marcos, Coach Chucky Roth, followed by Santa Barbara City College Track and Field, Coach Willis.
Thank you. All right, so the tap is back. So if you've been around for a while as a coach, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna use a little of my time to talk about the tap because they used to ding you up here as soon as you went over, you were over 2 minutes. And you were a new coach up here talking in front of all these people. It got really nerve-wracking because the moment the tap came, you kind of had to quit. And so, and then you maybe didn't introduce an athlete, it'd be really challenging for you. And so, long story short, I think it's great the tap's back. But one of my pieces of advice to other coaches here, just coach more teams because, see, I get like 8 minutes up here right now. And I can go on and on and on. And so if you coach more teams, you just combine them all, it works out really well. Really quick, I'll make it quick and short and sweet. And thanks for having me today. I think we're the only swim team here today, so thank you. I have 4 wonderful athletes that need to come up here and stand next to me real quick. So gentlemen, ladies, please come. On the City College front, we've had nothing but a great season so far. We have WSC number 3 coming up this next week in Santa Maria, and then we're off to OCC Invitational once we come back from spring break. And so things are wrapping up really well for us. I also like to shout out to our wonderful trainers at Santa Barbara City College. Joseph, Shu, and Juliana, they do a phenomenal job. Athletes, I can't tell you how great these three in the back are and how much success my program's had because my kids are healthy and they're able to compete and do what they love to do. If you're considering going to Santa Barbara City College, I would tell you one of the greatest selling points we have is our athletic training staff. And so I just want to tell you that, appreciate you, and make note of that as well. On the high school front, I've got 4 wonderful athletes here today. We've had a great season. I think we're undefeated at this point in the season in dual meets. We went down to the Mount Sac Invitational a few weeks ago, which was one of the biggest invitationals in the country. It's pretty impressive, and we had a great showing in that. About 16th overall combined boys and girls at the varsity level. And so, first of all, I have a senior here, Kate Crowder. Kate's a wonderful 4-year program member of my program. She's worked her way up to the varsity lineup this year, swimming, breaststroke, and freestyle. Not only is she a great athlete, but she's a phenomenal human being. She is one of the most kind and caring kids. She's worked her way all the way up with very little club experience prior into our our A group, if you want to call it that. And she's ethical and honest and so trustworthy, and I appreciate her a ton. She's going to Westmont next year. Kate Crowder. To her right is freshman Nia Cable. Nia swims year-round at the Santa Barbara Swim Club, and so do the next 2 gentlemen that I'm going to introduce. And huge props to the club swimmers in town. It's one of those sports that you spend 9 months of the year, and then you get 3 months with the high school. And so water polo, it's a little bit different. I know that, but these kids grind, and I see them for just a small part of the year, but they do a great job. Nia was a Constellation B finalist in the 100 back and 100 fly at the Mount Sac Invitational. She'll be a big part of our championship season as we move into Channel League Championships and CIF, and just does a great job. So thank you, Nia. Jacob Angel over here is a junior now. He swims the 500, 200, 200 IM. He's very versatile. He'll do anything. He's got a great sense of humor into him. Works incredibly hard. He's a leader of our program. He makes everybody better around him, and you need a lot of guys like that. He has a lot of enthusiasm, makes people swim fast around him. But I love his demeanor. I love his ability to compete, how hard he works, and he's just really, honestly, he's a great guy. And I think it's really important to have great role models on our team, and I know that Jacob is one of those. So Jacob, thanks for all your hard work and keep it up. Last up is Nolan Clark. This guy's really improved a tremendous amount. Last week or 2 weeks ago, it's kind of blending together at this point, he broke the school record in the 100 butterfly at our school. It's pretty, our records are pretty quick, and a lot of those guys guys and girls on that record board are Olympians and Division I athletes, and Nolan did a great job. He was an A finalist in both the 100 back and 100 butterfly. He's only hundredths of a second off from the 100 backstroke school record too. He's very versatile, can swim relays, really helps our program out. And I think that this year he's got a good chance of making state and doing a lot of great things at CIF at the Division I level. So Nolan Clark, another great young man, a little soft-spoken, but he's a leader in the pool and does a great job. So these are my boys and girls. Good luck to everybody else for the rest of the season. Thanks for letting me talk. What's my time on that one?
3:56.
That's pretty good. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Tom, you're up.
All right, next we're going to bring up Santa Barbara City College track and field Coach Willis, followed by San Marcos girls lacrosse Coach Ramsey.
All right, welcome to myself for the first time. I've missed the first week of track because I can't read a schedule, so but I'm here now. So I brought 2 young ladies with me on our women's team. Kiala Haas, who obviously needs no introduction in this room, being a San Marcos graduate, and then Kaylee Lawson is our 2-sport really stud. Last year and this year, basketball-wise, she did lots of good things, all conference first team. But most importantly for me, track-wise, she attempted the heptathlon this year and is right now number 6 in SoCal. And we'll go to SoCal's next week for the multis, and then also open the season with her triple jump mark of 11-12, was it? So 36 something. Anyway, a PR. And she's looking. Both of these young ladies made it to the state meet last year. Kind of disappointing finishes and have been determined. Both of them are physically stronger. have put in the work and are starting to see the results. Bo Lance is a freshman for us from Agoura, and he's a sprinter. Picked up the javelin this year and threw almost 30 meters in his first meet. And so we're looking forward to him doing that. But his 100, 200, 400, that's where he is. He's at a low 10.9 right now, so kind of shooting probably for that 10.7 or better as we get to our championship portion. And probably 21 mid or so in the 200. Kiala, 800. And she is, I don't know if you guys can tell, but she is so much physically stronger than she was last year. I saw her this fall and this spring, and I was like, what have you been doing? I mean, you just look at her and she's determined. She's a heck of a competitor. She's hit 220 so far this season, and is looking to be 215 or below in the 800, which I fully expect her to get there as we get to the championship portion of our season, as she will run against more and more competitive young ladies. So I don't think 215 is out of reach. So we just completed our WSC North meet this past weekend, and see, Chucky, you're right. Well, I'm a football coach, so can I get an extra 2 minutes too? Oh wait, it's spring, not fall. But bottom line is, I'm very proud of these three, and we're looking for good things to come from them over the next month and a half. So.
All right, next up we have San Marcos girls lacrosse, Coach Ramsey, followed by Coach Dietz, San Marcos softball.
Thanks everyone. Thank you to Roundtable and the sponsors and Harry's Plaza Cafe for doing this every Monday. I brought two athletes today, Barbie Maganda and Aubrey Bigler. San Marcos girls lacrosse is 7-3 so far in our first 10 games. We played our first 2 Channel League games on the past week, and we're successful at Thatcher and at Kate. Defense is a big part of what we are doing out there. So I brought 2 defenders who are a big part of our defense. Barbie, I can't say enough about Barbie. I'll use my time limit. Barbie comes out to practice every day and puts the effort in that you want from a starting defender. And her time on task when we're in drills, like she just doesn't really come out of drills in practice, doesn't like to come out of drills or the game situations. Her on-ball defense is tough without fouling now, which was an issue last year. She was tough with fouls. Now she's tough without fouling. It really helps us out in our team defensive scheme. Aubrey is someone we missed her freshman year. I'm not quite sure why we didn't get Aubrey out her freshman year. But she came out as a sophomore, put her time in on JV, got better and better, and then at tryouts in November, it was just obvious that Aubrey was a defensive figure for us. She also is really good on ball, but sees a lot of the off-ball stuff when it's time to help out on an entry pass or something that's happened in off-ball. She'll come and leave her player, and she's really good at that. So far in our 2 Channel League games, we've held both opponents to an average of 2 goals each game, and these girls are a big part of that.
All right, next up we have Coach Dietz, San Marcos softball, followed by Santa Barbara girls volleyball, Coach Hempy.
Oh my gosh.
Hey there.
Okay, this is not a softball week and we know that, so I want to take even less time and appreciate you all for kind of letting us be here and let me talk about my players. So, San Marcos softball is 8-4 on the year. We are 4-2 in league, which includes a sweep of Ventura this last week, 1-0 and 6-4, which really does a great thing for us, which kind of almost seals it that we'll be top 4 in league and therefore make playoffs, which is our goal at the beginning of the year and what we strive to do. So we're very excited about that. We all met Lucy Desert here, junior pitcher for us. Obviously, yes, clap that 14 innings pitched this week, Lucy faced 58 batters, 13 strikeouts, only 3 earned runs. She threw 204 pitches, which averages about 3.5 pitches per batter, which is efficient. And it's something that she's been working really hard on, to minimize walks, to keep runners off base, and we're seeing that this year. And good things are happening for Lucy. Some of that credit does go to our defense for making the needed plays and kind of tightening up our defense, but I think an even bigger piece goes to who Lucy is throwing to. If a pitcher wins Athlete of the Week, I think some of that goes to her catchers as well. So I brought both of our catchers here. I have junior Dulce Cardona and sophomore Satara Raring. I won't say too much more about these two because I will cry. They've both seen that at practice. If you think about it, these two are competing for a starting position. There's only one catcher, and they've split time in that this season, but they do an incredible job of helping each other grow and improve. And it's not a competitive thing, it's so supportive. They just are working really hard to do the best they can for the team and to do the best they can for Lucy, and I love them very much. Thank you both for being just what it means to be a teammate. Lucy, also going back to her, is also an incredible vocal teammate. She's our fire out there, and we need her so much. We have a big week this week, DP tomorrow and Friday. It's going to be close softball. It's going to be fun softball, so I encourage you all to come out and watch and support your athletes. Thank you.
All right, next we're going to get a report from Santa Barbara Volleyball, Coach Hempy, followed by Carpinteria Track, Coach Latham.
Hempy, Santa Barbara Beach Volleyball. Thank you for having us. We're excited to be here. I'll talk about my lovely athletes and the team in a second, but just want to give a big shout out to our trainer, Brian, who's here. He does so much for our program, although we miss him a little bit in the spring. He's not always getting out to the beach, but definitely with indoor, and we rely on you a lot, so thank you so much for all you do. We are 6-3 right now in league, coming off of a sweep out at DP last week, which is some nice momentum. We are sitting in 3rd place, and we have a really strong Channel League. The second power rankings just came out, and we've got 3 teams in the Channel League in the top 25 in CIF Southern Section. So great competition from all of our league opponents. We host Buena tomorrow, and we're gonna go down and take on Thousand Oaks for a non-league match on Wednesday. So that's a little bit where our team is at. I brought with me 2 juniors. They are our twos pair, is Palin Marcelik and Blake Saunders. So for the beach season, these 2 have been doing a really nice job. They know each other very well. They communicate really well, have great chemistry on the court, which is important for beach communication, working, you're just with one other partner. And Palin and Blake, both of them have done a really nice job offensively, working on shots and working on diversifying their offense, and have had some success, a lot of success together as our twos. They were able to kind of work through a little rut on Thursday out at DP. I think Blake served like 7 or 8 serves in a row, of which like at least 4 or 5 were aces, and they took that one to 3 sets, which is impressive to get that much serving in a row in a game to 15. And Palin does a nice job just covering the back defensively. So really talented players, but also just want to shout them out for who they are to our program. As some of the other coaches have mentioned, you can't create a culture, create great teammates. It can't be all top down. And so these girls have been with me for like 3 years now, and I'm really glad they're not graduating yet. I get 1 more year with them next year for indoor and for beach, just because they are kind of the heart of our program, and they're great leaders. They're captains in indoor, and Palin's our captain for beach as well. And so just really want to shout them out for their character and their hard work, as well as their athletic success. And yeah, thank you guys both for being amazing and for being who we want Santa Barbara High volleyball players to be. Thank you.
All right, next up we're going to get a report from Carp Track, Coach Latham, followed by Carpinteria Swim, Coach Souza.
I'd like to thank the Roundtable again for hosting these great luncheons. And it is the Trainers Month, and our trainer, Ruben Barrera, could not make it, but I'd like to recognize him for the great work he's done for us. So appreciate that. And all the other trainers that keep our athletes going. Last week we had a dual meet with Wainimi. Our boys pulled it out 76-60. If you'd have watched the track meet, it didn't look that good. But they had some speed and they had some good distance runners. But in the technical events, which would be the hurdles and all the field events, where flat out speed or endurance isn't the only thing, but it's also technique, we took it to them 57-15, and that was the difference in the meet. And it's really a tribute to our coaching staff. We have a great staff, and they're very good at teaching the fundamentals of track and field. Right now our boys are 3-1 in the Citrus Coast League and looking to have a great meet this week against Nordhoff. We're hosting them on Thursday. They're the first place team in the boys side. Our girls, they've been on a roll. We beat Wainimi 119-15. Every meet we've had, we've scored triple digits. We're 4-0 in league, and our sprinter Vivian Huskins lowered her school record again on Thursday to 12:52. So we're really pleased with their progress. We're also facing Nordhoff in the girls Thursday. They aren't quite as strong as their boys, so looking forward to a good meet there. Brought 3 of our athletes. On the outside, Eli Perez. Eli's the leader of our throwers, and he's not only in performance but also in his leadership. He's been hitting 41 feet the last few meets, and he's hit that consistently. I think he's ready for a big jump, and last week he became the leader in our discus, setting a new PR in the discus. He's been setting PRs constantly this year, and I think that's really a tribute to his hard work and what he brings to the table, and I think he has a lot of upside and more to go in his senior season. Next to him is Cadence Gardner. I look at Cadence as our reluctant quarter miler. She started with us as a 100-200 sprinter, and we thought she had some good speed but also some endurance to run the full lap, and she's gotten good at it, and I think she's taken to it now. She's been part of our 4x400 relay team for the last couple of years, but now she's also a flat-out sprinter. She set a PR last week of 61:42, which is the league leader for the Citrus Coast League, and I think she's going to continue to look at going under 60 pretty soon. She's also an outstanding soccer player, and good thing is she's a junior, so we have her for 1 more year. On the inside is Jacqueline Guadian. Jackie's also a junior. She's our top distance runner. She's coming off a strong cross-country season where she was a CIF finalist. Her specialties are the 1,600 and 3,200 meters, the metric mile and 2 mile. She's had set PRs of 5:40 and 12:22 this year. She just thrives on training. She's very dedicated, great attitude, always brings a positive attitude to the track, and it's infectious on her teammates. It's just great what she does for us, and we're looking forward to what she continues to do this season. Thanks again.
All right, next we're going to have Carp Swim, Coach Souza, followed by Bishop, Girls Beach, Coach Matsumoto.
Hello everyone, thanks for having us. The Carpinteria Swim team this year, we've had 5 meets. One was a relay meet, which is always fun to have at the beginning of the year. And our team this year is 3-1, 3-0 in league. We have a league contest against Santa Paula on Wednesday, and then we're headed into a week off for spring break. 3 swimmers that I brought today have stood out with the coaching staff in many ways, with great attitude and effort, being coachable, great team supporters, and amongst the highest in attendance. Their hard work is shown in their individual times as the season has progressed. We all like to make great athletes, but we also like to have great students as well, so I like to highlight that as well. I brought 3 with me. Clary Blackman is a 4.4 GPA. Luke Donahue is 4.7. And Kay McAllister 4.4. So not only great at pool, but great in the classroom. Start with Clary, junior, first year on the varsity team. She's taken over a breaststroke for a medley relay and individual events this year. She's lowered her times by 2 seconds in the 50 and 100 breaststroke over the first 5 meets of the season. Clary is also always willing to compete in off events when needed to cover empty spots, which has benefited our team well. She's working very hard on starts, turns, and breakouts, and it's paying off with her times. Clary is also one of our most spirited members. If she's not warming up or racing, she's at the end of the pool cheering on her teammates. Her enthusiasm is constant and her positivity is contagious. She understands that being part of the team is more than just your own performance, but lifting others up and and celebrating the success and supporting them at every moment. Clary, thank you for your passion and positivity on the team every day. Luke Donahue, sophomore, second year with us. Just started his freshman year on JV, but quickly moved up to varsity at the end of the year and swam great in the league meet. He's starting to settle into his events, 100 fly, 500 free, and has shown some huge improvements in the last couple weeks. Dropped 3 seconds in the 100 fly and 24 seconds in the 500 free in the last 4 weeks. Luke never takes a set off at practice or in the weight room when he's at the pool. He listens, learns, makes adjustments and decisions. He's just a great kid to coach. Above all, he's got a lot of integrity. He always is doing what's right. He's honest, dependable, and someone you can always count on. In a world where character matters more than ever, Luke sets an example, and I appreciate that a lot. And third is Cade McAllister, freshman, first year on our team. He's settling into his role, went straight to varsity this year. He's finding himself in 100 back and 100 free with some recent great improvements, dropping 15 seconds in the 500 free in just the last 2 weeks and 2 seconds in his backstroke time. I don't think he's missed a practice all year or weight room. Cade's work ethic and passion inspires those around him. It's a big part of what makes him so valuable to our team. Cade, your drive and competitive spirit don't get unnoticed. Keep pushing and striving, and keep doing what you love. I really appreciate it.
All right, now we're going to go to Coach Matsumoto, Bishop Girls Beach Volleyball, followed by Dos Pueblos Girls Lacrosse, Coach Feldhaus.
Hello everyone, thank you for having us. Thank you to the athletic trainers in the room. Well, thank you to all the athletic trainers out there. Let's give them another round of applause. We bring someone in from the outside, so it's myself and Coach Muller constantly taping ankles and trying to help with things, finding band-aids and doing those things. So thank you so much for all of what you do. So we have quick updates, swim meet. We have our one swimmer, Tierney Clark. She'll be out competing, I believe, this weekend next. Our track team is at the TCAA meet at Villanova on Thursday, and on to beach volleyball. Our girls team is 6-3 overall. We're 6-0 in the Tri-Valley and clinched the league championship with our last win this last week. Coach Jackson Stevens, oh, thank you. Coach Jackson Stevens has been great for us this season as a head coach for both the boys and girls beach volleyball teams. He also helped out on the soccer field with the girls team as well this year, and they made it onto CIF. It's been wonderful to have him. He's doing a great job with our programs out on the beach. I've been hearing a lot about personality hires when it comes to the NCAA. I'm hearing things in the tournament. And these two are very entertaining, and they're also very encouraging to their teammates. However, they are studs on the court. This is our twos teams here. They're encouraging to their teammates, making them better on and off the court. They even communicate without words by only using expressions. They're kind of like twins. They both have high GPAs, over 4.0s. They're almost matching today. So we have Natalie Chan and Abby Hubbs. I was joking with Natalie. So Natalie was on our CIF tennis championship team, and she was also on our runner-up girls volleyball championship team her freshman year last fall. And I said, you know, if you don't make CIF the championship game this year, you know, your junior or senior year, you're going to be all right. She's like, yeah, I think I'll make it work, but I'm going to try to get back there every year. So Natalie was a late addition to our girls beach volleyball team. She saw how much fun they were having, and she had to join. She and Abby have held off stiff in-house competition for the twos position this year and had a decisive win over Foothill Tech last week to win the day for the Cardinals. Their grit and intensity pair well with each other, pushing each other to work harder to make that next play. This week, we host the Coastal Christian on Thursday, and then we'll have a little bit of a break before spring break and such. Thank you so much.
All right, now we're going to go to Coach Feldhaus, Dos Pueblos girls lacrosse, followed by a report from UCSB swim and track, Molly Donaldson. It's dangerous today, yeah.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Dan Feldhaus. I'm head coach of Dos Pueblos girls lacrosse. We had a good week last week. We had two Channel League games, two rivalry games, and we were able to take down Santa Barbara High on Tuesday, and then on Thursday we were scheduled to play at Thatcher, and game time temperature was forecasted to be about 95. So we connected with Thatcher AD and coach, and we're able to move that game to Dos Pueblos, where it was only 79 at game time on Thursday. So, and we had a lot of success in that game, playing at home. We were able to take down Thatcher also, and they're a pretty good team. So we were happy with that. Right now, overall, we are 5-6, and we are 3-0 in Channel League play. I brought two players that have been just been key to our success. Any success we've had has been key to our seniors. Here's two of my captains. The first one is Hannah Dawes. Hannah, raise your hand. She's again a captain and one of the key persons in our attack. She is the leader on the field and off the field. Just all those things that need to take place, organizing and contacting the team. She's one of those people that takes care of stuff for us. She's second in our team in scoring and has found a lot of success recently in her driving, just really going to the goal. And she's got a lot of 8 meters, and she's going to continue doing that. I'm looking forward to that. So that's Hannah. Next is Stella Lawler. Stella had a great season last year, all CIF and all that league, all those league accolades last year, and she picked off right where she left off. She has hit the ground running with our team this year. Right now, she has 111 saves on the season, and she just, as Diego mentioned, she just reached her 200th save over the last 2 years. Just last week against, I forget what it was, one of those games last week. So she's having a really good season. She leads our defense. She calls that group of defenders together and is the leader and instructing them and making adjustments in game. And by the way, those pads that the goalies wear only cover so much of their body. So on any given practice or game, she wears those balls off her arms and off her, it hurts, and she's tough. I love that part of Stella. So yeah, she's had a good season, and looking forward to see what she's going to continue to do as we continue the rest of our season. This week we have just one varsity game this week. Going to spring break, we're hosting Kate on Tuesday at Dos Pueblos at 6 o'clock. So thank you very much.
All right, next we're going to get a report from Molly Donaldson, UCSB Sports Info, for a report on swim and track, followed by Coach Hankton, San Marcos track.
have two updates this week. First off with swim, we had one swimmer head to the NCAA championships where she swam the 200-meter butterfly and set a new school record. And then in track, we had an off week this last weekend, but the most recent one was actually the Westmont Duels. They had 5 new top 10 program entries in both sprints and jumps, and then they're back in action this weekend. They will head to UCLA for a meet on Saturday. Thank you.
Winner.
Next we got Coach Hankton, San Marcos track, followed by Santa Barbara High School girls lacrosse, Coach Gastelum.
Thanks for having us today. Brian Linden, our trainer, is not here today, but he's been there forever and he's always there. Like any time of day, where's Brian? He's at a softball field or a gym or something. So appreciate all that he does for us. So we had our first league meet last week. We had a try meet with Ventura and Oxnard, two of the bigger programs in our league. We beat Oxnard, both boys and girls, and we lost on the Ventura side, both boys and girls. The girls came down to the last relay, and we did not win it. So it was a really great meet. I mean, we spread our people out as best as we could, but you know, just is one of those things. So it was a really good competition for us. This week we're going to Rio Mesa, and Buena will also be there attending with us. I brought with me some 4 amazing of our athletes. We'll start right here with Dalton Shoup. Dalton, our best vaulter. They don't score vault in our league, which is very bizarre, but he's been our best for a while now. Very athletic, very talented. We had a big injury before on from it, but has come back strong. He's also our best 100 runner now, which we found out, and then also our best 400 runner. So Dalton's just very athletic and can do probably anything he wants to do. So hopefully he'll continue to improve. And last year he was CF finalist in the vault, so he's got a long way to go for our season. Next to him is TJ DeKine. Big job of like trying to win every jump event, every single meet we go to. A lot of work. He has to run around from one place to another, jump, check in, do all these things, and we have a lot of expectations for him. He just jumped 6'5", which is big for him, big for our league, best in our league right now. But yeah, he is extremely good at all of the jumps. It's just hard always to do them every single time, and when you're running around trying to get them all in at one time. So, but he is a big part of our boys program, and it's going to be hard when we lose both of these guys next year. But yeah, he's been amazing for us, and I'm excited to see how much higher he can jump because I think he's got a little more in there. Next to TJ, Harlan Griffin. Harlan, three-sport athlete, San Marcos High School, goalie, flag football, and our best thrower. She won the shot in the disc down in Ventura, which is really rare to do when you beat Ventura in any throws. So yeah, that was really exciting and kind of unexpected because they were so good. So she pulled out a big day for us. She's a leader of that entire group of throwers. They kind of live in their own little world down there in the shot and disc area. And she is, thank gosh, we have Harlan because she is such a good example for everybody else. So appreciate her. And then Nasia Darkis. Nasia, our sole junior up here, a sprinter, jumper. She had a couple PRs this weekend down at Maurice Green. Greatest personality, fun, but loves to work and will do anything she can to get better. Off season, she's running stadiums and doing all kinds of things to get better, and it's showing off right now in her time. So we're excited to see how she does the rest of the year. So thanks so much.
All right, we're going to finish up now with a pair of reports from Santa Barbara Lacrosse. First, we have Coach Gastelum, Santa Barbara Girls Lacrosse, followed by Santa Barbara Boys Lacrosse, Coach Kehoe.
Hi, thank you. And thank you to Brian. Today's your day, so definitely thank you for everything you do. I couldn't bring any girls today. They all wanted to stay as much time in the classroom. They've been on the road and giving all their free time on the weekends and to private lessons to improve for this season. A little shout out to our JV this last weekend, won against Kate and SM. But aside from the score, they had just a lot of firsts that weekend, a lot of first goals, first draws, first time ever using left hand. Which is amazing. The more that our JV players can develop, the more support that they will give our varsity. Our varsity girls have had a little tough road. since our Gold Coast Invitational. We played Simi Valley in a double overtime for a championship game. We lost to 6-7 on on a buzzer beater on the second overtime. And ever since then, it's been kind of hard for the girls to get out of their head. They gave everything from their body, mental, everything. So they're recovering from injuries, as well as learning how to shake off something that they fought so hard for. We then played Irvine and Westridge, and then we moved into Dos Pueblos for our first league game last week. Hard loss. Dos Pueblos had control of the draw a good amount of the time. Lenny is an amazing draw taker. But it was a good game. It was a hard first loss for our league, but we are 0-1, so we still have a lot of league play left. And it's about turning those losses into lessons. With DP, it was a good game. The players are really learning from that game how to come together and how to take that loss and apply the criticism of that game. And it's a big part of sports to learning how to be uncomfortable and be resilient and kind of living in duality of that. So that is what this week will be as we face Thatcher and San Marcos as we move forward for league play. Thank you.
All right, we're going to finish up with the report from Coach Kehoe, Santa Barbara Lacrosse, and then we'll get into our cookie raffle.
All right, thanks for having us. Shout out to all the trainers. Thank you, Brian, and all the trainers here. Thank you very much. Thanks for the water. Practice last week, it was brutal. It was like 90 degrees. We really needed that. Thank you. We are 5-1, the boys lacrosse team at Santa Barbara High School, and something new is happening this year. Before the game starts, we actually expect to win every game, and it's really an awesome feeling. Last week we played DP, who we hadn't beaten in 3 years. In fact, they had pretty much stopped us for the last 3 years. They graduated a bunch of guys, but they still have plenty of guys. We ended up beating them 8-5, so that was great. We're heading into league play. We still got 8 games left, and again, the goal is going to be to run the table and just keep winning. So. These two guys up here, they're just 9th graders. They're just freshmen, and I've been waiting for these guys. I don't know if you guys ever, you've been waiting. You got an athlete on your radar, or these are them, and get comfortable with seeing them because you're going to see them for the next 3 years. The first guy here is Parker Mercado. Doesn't look like much. He's kind of a little fella, but this kid is. He's got a great stick. He's super crafty. And it's not a football game; it's lacrosse, and it doesn't matter what his size. So he's got a huge heart. He's our second leading scorer. He's got 16 points. He's going to score a whole bunch of points left. Still, with plenty to go. Next to him is Vaughn Forrest. That's Batman and Robin. Batman, Robin. I don't know which one's who, but these. Vaughn is a lefty, and Parker's a righty. And when you have those two working together in attack, it's just like. You can kind of sit back and they just kind of work with each other, and they kind of just make plays happen. Vaughn's first game, we've been waiting for him to come back from an injury, and he finally was able to come back against Newbury Park. And first game ever, 5 goals. That's I think that's what we're going to see a lot of in the future. I know it's almost halftime, We played a really tough opponent this weekend, and we lost. It was obviously we weren't happy, but we learned a lot. But he had this absolutely sick goal. It was a behind the back. His defender at ball watch. He made an awesome cut and just nailed one behind the back. And I watched that huddle and just loved watching the reaction of the other coaches. There's and I was like, yeah. So, anyways, thanks for having us.
All right, so that's going to wrap up our coaches report. So if you guys have your raffle tickets, we're going to do